Mahalia. So I'm Kirby Gwen from Z92.7 here in Flint. Welcome to this virtual meetup space, whatever, we're doing in 2021, girl. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm good. It's a really beautiful day here, so I'm in a good mood today.
Where
London,
are you?
I'm in London.
Okay.
And we've not really had a summer. Normally we have a great summer. Last year summer was beautiful. I mean, it never really gets that hot, but it's like sunny enough to be in a good mood every day. So we've had a lot of rain, so we're having 3 days of sunshine. So I think everyone's in a good mood at the minute.
Right? That's how I am too. The weather definitely determines my mood. If it's a cloud in the sky, I'm cloudy in my heart. So thank you for being transparent about
100%.
that. But you're glowing. You look good, honey. Yes.
So do you.
Thank you. When they told me Mahalia was coming into the live, I was like, I can't wait to see what she got on. What her hair doing? What she gonna look like?
Aww.
Yeah. So I want to just jump right into this. I remember seeing an interview about a year ago where you were talking about how you are a person that loves to work constantly. I think you had said you'd work 265 days of that, that particular year. How has the Pondelary play, aka the pandemic, changed your work mode, or has it changed?
I mean, babe, it's completely changed. It's I remember that year. That year was so wild because I was on the road. Yeah, I was on the road for essentially more time than I was in my bed, which I think is normal if you're a touring artist. But I remember getting home and my tour manager sending me a count list of the dates, and I was like, "You're lying! What? I've been in my house less than 40 days. That makes no sense." But I've quite enjoyed this time. I think the panny helped me get back in tune with myself. And it's been really nice to just do the things that I never really get to do on tour, whether it's washing my clothes or cooking food. It's been really nice to do that. I'm definitely kind of bored of being a housewife to myself now. But yeah, I have to say that I've really quite liked it. I've quite liked being that person for a little bit.
Now, you were signed at 13, so
yeah.
I mean, just hearing you talk about washing your clothes and cooking food, do you feel like this is your chance to almost do everything that you didn't get to do when you were a kid? Or I mean, did you still have some kind of childhood going on?
I definitely had a childhood, but I never did all the adult stuff. I don't think. I moved out when I was 17, but I still lived close to my parents, and I lived with some friends. So that was more like a student house. So that was cute. But then when I came to London, and to be honest, actually, I think it was so I moved in on my own in September, so right in the middle of the pandemic.
I know. Your first time living alone?
Yeah.
Yay!
I know. Yeah, I moved into a little apartment in September, and then I kind of realized quite quickly that it was quite small, and if I was going to be on my own, being on my own was weird anyway because I'd never been used to it. But I thought if I'm going to be on my own, I might as well be somewhere that I really enjoy. I've got enough space to put everything. Whereas where I was, I kind of went for the cheapest thing I could find, and realized that it was tiny, and I was kind of living out of suitcases and having clothes everywhere. And then so I moved into this place. That's why everything's I've not put my pictures up or anything. Everything's kind of everywhere. And I'm just getting used to being alone, and it's quite weird because when I first moved in on my own, I all that normal stuff cooking and doing my dishes and it's not that I've never done that. It's just that I've never done it alone, and I always had a roommate or a flatmate. I always had someone to come home to. So it's definitely been a transitional phase. But I'm enjoying it. And the weird thing is that with more space, I'm enjoying it more because I can have my house exactly how I want it, and it feels like mine. So I'm actually kind of loving it at the minute.
So how often does your boyfriend come over?
He's here now.
Yes, honey.
He is. He's in the living room.
How long have you guys been together?
We've been together almost a year. We were born in the pandemic.
Uh-huh.
Which
Well,
is
that's
which is
that.
yeah,
That
which
deep
is
panty love.
which is nice actually. And like he's great. And like he's also in music. He's an artist. He's a songwriter. So we've kind of been writing my second album together. I know, but it's amazing because it's like, you know, like in my head when I was younger, I thought if I'm in love and I'm with the guy and we're writing songs together, then surely we're only going to write love songs. But actually we don't, and we write about everything, and we write about the shit times in our relationship and the good times. So I think that's good. But yeah, and it's nice. It's nice to kind of, for the first time, I guess, in my adult life, be in a relationship that actually feels healthy. And because I've been here the whole time, I've not been able to run away on tour or have an argument and then get on a plane. I've just been here. So I've had to like really kind of understand who I am as a woman on her own, but also as a woman in a relationship. So I've quite enjoyed that learning curve. And it's felt normal. Like I think like there's so much about being an artist that doesn't feel that normal and feels quite sky high. So it's been nice to just feel like I'm on the ground, and just be experiencing life as all my friends are. So yeah.
That makes me so happy because I mean, girl, you know, you sing those songs. Like I remember when the first time I heard like "Wish I Missed My Ex." Okay, I was like, do I know her? Is she in my head? So I mean, is there a trail of toxic exes? Like, in the... I mean, to be in a healthy relationship now, though, I mean, do you ever just like start a fight just for a good song?
Yeah, of course. When I told him, like, there's been times like where I think that like creative thing in my brain has gone, everything's too good, let me just start crying, or like let me just have an issue with some shit that he's doing today. So that most definitely is a thing. And I do have a string of toxic exes, and I kind of wanted to get it right. And you know, like I think also being an artist and like being in this industry, it's really easy to just get lost in the industry and get lost in the red eyes and in the shows and the hotels. And like there's been something really special about, like, even for myself, like just like learning how to like be just a bit normal, you know, and have arguments about like his socks being on the floor, like why are they on the floor? Like there's a Tweet song that is one of my favorite songs in the world, and it's called "Complain."
Girl,
and, it's one of my favorite songs ever. And it's that song that I would listen to when I would be going through a breakup, and there's that bit at the end when she says, "Leave your socks on the dresser, not in the drawer, I wouldn't complain." And I like, now that I'm in that kind of relationship where it's like I like see all the little things that like annoy me, that song resonates with me so much more than it like I always thought that I got it and it resonated with me, but actually I was never around long enough to like see his socks on the dresser or see him going out with his boys, or like I was never in town, I was never here. So now I'm in a relationship where things annoy me, and I'm able to like go, don't do that, but actually if you weren't here and you weren't doing that, I would miss that. So it's like appreciating the little things.
Now I know you said your mom always asks, is he bald? So is he bald-headed, girl?
He's not. She always asks me if I've seen
bald, right?
Yeah. She always says to me, like, have you seen his dad's hair? And I'm like, but no, this time's good, his dad's got a ponytail.
I'm here for it. Let's talk about supporting Black women, because I know you mentioned in a recent interview with Nylon how important it was to see Corinne Bailey Rae in all of her glory, because you know we love some Corinne Bailey Rae. We want to put those records on.
Yes.
Are there some Black women right now in music that you are just super excited for, that are just giving the representation that you love to see?
Yeah, absolutely. I think someone who's just been on my mind right now, and her album came out, is a rapper from the UK called Little Sims.
Mm-hmm.
And she, do you know what? So I've known her for quite a few years, and I've always thought she was amazing. And we made a song together, like maybe 5 or 6 years ago, so quite a while. And I remember I was blonde, and she had this like this little black bob, and she would always wear a cap. And I've been watching her just slowly, but kind of fast paced, just grow. And like at the minute, I don't know what it is, but just seeing her, and like she's always in these amazing suits or these amazing colorful outfits, and she's like rocking dreads at the minute, and I'm just kind of watching her be so beautifully black and like be so special. Like there's she kind of exudes everything that I want to be as an artist, and like all of that growth that you see in someone. And even for me, like I've watched myself kind of embrace all of that and like be excited by my blackness. And I think in an industry that particularly here in the UK can be quite whitewashed. Mm-hmm. It's quite hard to find your place as a black artist, but also as a black female artist, because as a woman, you're kind of, you know, your foot isn't in the door as much as men's are. Yeah. And I say that totally openly and with my chest. Like for girls in this industry, it's really hard to like be liked and be polite and not be late to things and like always deliver. And then you add black skin into that, and it's even harder. So watching someone like her, like just watching someone like Sims grow and be so celebrated, has been really special for me. And I just mentioned her because her album came out last week, so I've been like really on her, like just kind of watching her and on her socials. But I'm definitely like, I think I was always inspired by black women when I was younger. My mum is black. Mm-hmm. So I think, you know, I'm of dual heritage, but I think having a black mum meant that there was always a black female figure in my life from the day I was born. And I grew up in quite a white town, so having a black mum, it was really important, I think, for me growing up, to just see a dark-skinned woman that I saw as being so beautiful and so amazing and fantastic. So I've always loved black women. And I just recently wrote a song where I like reference all of my favorite black women, and well, I'm kind of referencing, I don't know if I should be saying this, but I'll say it anyway because it's a song that's going to be on the album. But I basically reference like all my favorite songs from these black female artists, and I talk about Golden with Jill Scott, and I Am Not My Hair, India Irie, and Supermodel SZA, and Trouble Sleeping, Corinne Bailey Rae. And like it's been like, it's funny because I think I don't even know how much black female artists have inspired me growing up. Yeah.
Gosh, my heart is so full. Like that. No, it's so important. Like that representation is so important. Like I feel that. Like I know what it is like to be like in a very PWI. Like I went to all of these like PWI institutions, and just to be like the black face in the crowd. So to see someone who looks like you and also like operating in their essence. And I also feel like that's what people see when they see you, because I mean, especially, or I just was watching the Whenever You're Ready video, and I was like, I knew she was gonna serve a look, honey. And just to see, like, it felt like I felt like I was reliving a chapter of the black woman's experience. Like you and your girls are getting ready, like you know, you're doing the choreography. I was like, oh my gosh, like this feels so relatable. So I mean, let's talk about Whenever You're Ready for a little bit. It's definitely a beautiful song, because I mean, no doubt we knew you was gonna sing us down, girl. But you know, it gives us a little bit of that Montel Jordan feel. What can you tell us about the song and what it was like to create it?
I mean, it was amazing to create it. I was like, I'd just been dumped, so I just come out of a relationship. I know. What's
wrong with these men? Do they know who you are?
But it was funny. I remember calling my friend and saying, yo, I just got dumped. And she said, sorry, that sentence doesn't make sense. And I was like, right? So I was reading about the 5 stages of breakup, and I was reading about so when I'm like feeling something and I want to put it in a song, I normally do a lot of reading. So whether it's poetry or even just like articles online, I was reading about the 5 stages, maybe it was 4 or 5 stages of breakup. And it was like, it like starts with her and like heartbreak, and then it goes into anger, and then it goes into denial, and then it goes into recovery. And I think at that point I was in my denial phase, and I was confused, and I was like, you know, I wasn't hurting anymore, I wasn't angry anymore. I was just like, surely this can't be real, like surely this isn't over. And so I was writing that song, and I was kind of just trying to say, whenever you're ready, I'll be here, you know. And it's funny because like after writing that song, and like after kind of getting over it, I realized that actually I never wanted that person to come back.
I was gonna ask you that, girl.
Yeah.
Because...
No, I didn't. And it was like, I think it was important that I wrote the song to kind of go through the motions and like understand my feelings. But I never wanted him back. I just wanted to say that, like, I kind of wanted to say my piece and then exit. So I think that's what the song was about. And then I guess using the Montel Jordan sample was just fun for me. It was a fun way to like make the song come to life. I love that song. And yeah, it felt nostalgic, and it felt right, and it felt like I could do it justice. So yeah.
Well, you did it, girl. You did all of that, honey. Well, Whenever You're Ready is out now. It's available. Any last words? Well, actually, you know what? To close out, I want to know, what is your intention for the next year to come?
My intention, I think my first intention is definitely to put out my second album and kind of make my stamp, like make my second stamp in music. But my intention, I've kind of been on this journey, I guess, after the pandemic and like being at home and having a lot of time to self-reflect. I've kind of been on this journey of wanting to not give back, because I find that term a little bit cliche, but like just kind of mentor and like speak to young people. I think I'm hopefully going to go back to where I'm from in Leicester and chat to some young girls and just kind of do some stuff like that. And I've just started this program with Dr. Martins, which is all about mentoring young new creatives who don't feel like they have a foot in the door, which I'm really excited about. So I think it's kind of, I want to make my stamp. I really want to tour again. I think that's like my personal thing. But I also just want to speak to some kids and like make sure they know all the ups and downs of the industry and know where to go from here. Because I think, you know, it's been a long journey for me. I've been here for 10 years now. And I hope that I'm here for another 10, 20, 30 years. So yeah, I just kind of, now that I'm in this place and I'm here and I'm at home, I would love to be able to speak to some people.
I love it. Well, congratulations in advance on achieving all of those goals and intentions. We know that you're going to do it, girl. But it has truly been a pleasure to sit here and chat with you. Thank you for taking the time out.
Thank you.
Mahalia on Z92.7.